We're going to make the BLOCART front wheel out of aluminium, diameter 38 millimeters. Set up the aluminium in the power hacksaw to cut off 8 millimeters. Turn on the power hacksaw and gently lower it onto the material. Be careful because at this point the aluminium can be pretty hot. This is a metalwork lathe. This part is called the chuck. This is the guard for the chuck. Here you can see the cross slide for moving backwards and forwards. This part is the compound slide and moves in and out. Here we've got the tailstock, and behind it is the tailstock lock lever. This is the cross slide hand wheel and what controls the movement in and out. This is the carriage hand wheel and allows movement backwards and forwards along the bed of the lathe. And this is where the on-off button is located. The aluminium disc is quite thin, so use the spacer stick provided to make sure the material is held securely in the chuck. Remember to remove the spacer stick. When you're facing off the surface of the aluminium, try to take only small amounts of material off each time. Repeat the process on the other side, and remember to use the spacer stick to secure the material in the chuck. Put a center drill in the tailstock chuck. Make sure the lock lever is up on the tailstock to prevent it pushing itself backwards. You only want to make a very small indentation on the surface at this point. Use a set of dividers set to 10 millimeters to draw a circle with the center in the middle of the aluminium disc. Center punch a point on the circle and use the dividers to find the next point. Do the same using the dividers to find the next point until you've gone all the way around the circle. Put a 3mm drill into the chuck of the drill press Secure the aluminium disc into a machine vise. Carefully line up the drill and drill through in a controlled way, not forcing the drill. Secure a 1/4 inch drill in the tailstock chuck. Use a vivid to mark the beginning point of the recess near the outside and from the center about 4 millimeters. As the material is spinning, you'll be able to see these marks. Use them as a guide to help you control the removal of the material for the recess. Wrap some sandpaper tightly around your finger to start polishing the surface of the aluminium. Next, do the same with a much finer grade of sandpaper. Use some Brasso on a small piece of cloth to start polishing the surface of the aluminium. To start off with, it'll go quite dark. Keep turning the cloth to a part that's clean and you should end up with a nice mirror finish on the surface of the aluminium. Repeat the same process on the other side of the aluminium. Rotate the tool post so that the parting tool is directly in line with the compound slide. You're going to close the jaws of the chuck so the wheel sits on the outside of the jaws. Take the chuck out of the tailstock and replace it with a revolving center. Use the revolving center to tightly press the wheel against the jaws of the chuck. Secure the tailstock with the lock lever Check it's tight with the hand wheel, and finally secure the RAN lock to make sure there's no movement. Start with the parting tool slightly off center. Move in approximately 2 millimeters. Take the parting tool back out and adjust it so that you're left with an equal amount of rim on each side of the wheel.